All right, guys, we're going to talk about the vertical drop in the golf swing today, the importance of allowing the arms to work down like an elevator in the building, the marriage between the swinging motion of the golf club and the pivoting motion of the body. And it's going to really help you create more speed with less effort. And more importantly, you're going to be far less prone to injury. A lot of people I'm getting emails from having to take weeks off because their backs are hurt, they've hurt their hips. They're trying to do things essentially that tour players do, and they're just not physically well suited to do that. It doesn't mean that these coaches, by the way, that talk about body dynamics are wrong. I don't want you to think this is either a hand and arm swing or a body swing. You've got to find what works best for you at the end of the day. That's really what the art of instruction is. But before we get started, if you've not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. There's a bell button next door. Click on that, you get a notification every time I release a new video. So let's talk about the students that come to see me. They've been struggling for years. A lot of them are getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter as years go by. It's almost like the more effort they put into their golf swing, the shorter they hit it. It's terribly frustrating. And they feel like they're using their body. This is the funny thing. I see them at the end of their golf swing here, a lot of tension, obviously. We're going to talk about that in a second. And they get in here, they turn their body through the shot, basically throwing the kitchen sink at the golf ball here, and they finish up on their toe, they're holding their finish, and the ball's going absolutely nowhere. And so why is that? I mean, why are people using so much effort and really not transferring energy to the club head? I mean, it's just unbelievable how many golfers struggle with distance, and they're getting terribly frustrated. It's almost like an epidemic out there, right? Everyone's obsessed with hitting the ball a long way, but nobody really talks about, you know, what creates the majority of the speed in the golf swing, all right? And it's just a fact, all right? This isn't my opinion, but is the ground play a role? Absolutely. This is a kinematic sequence, okay? Lower body, upper body, arms, hands, and club. I get that. I'm not here to dispute the value of body dynamics. The thing with it is, and this is what I want you to understand, 75% of the speed in the golf swing comes from the hands and the arms. The hands kind of hold the golf club, so it's not really the hands, it's the wrists and the arms is probably the best way of explaining it. So with that in mind, obviously it's important to make sure that you monitor the tension in your golf swing. I would say that's the absolute number one, okay? The first thing to understand is that the vast majority of golfers have excessive tension in their fast twitch muscle fibers, in their wrists, in their arms, in their shoulders, okay? Now, if you switch off those fast twitch muscle fibers, if you switch them off because you're gripping this compound rubber so tightly that you actually leave wear marks in your grips, you know who you are, guys. You're going through new grips every 3 or 4 months. The only thing that you have left to hit the golf ball is your body. I mean, that's the only thing that can move the golf club. All right, you're basically so locked up, okay, that the only thing you can do is fire your body, okay? So what we've got to do here is we've got to educate you to feel something more than the grip. If you grip the golf club at an 8 or 9 out of 10, your feel ends right here. It doesn't go any further. Good golfers feel the club head. Just lift the club in the air. Do it right now. Grab a golf club. If you don't have one, pause the video, grab a golf club, and then come back, okay? All right, so hold the golf club in front of you, all right? What I want you to do here is I want you to hold it at around a 9 out of 10, as tight as you can, all right? Tell me what you feel, okay, at a 9. All right, do you really feel the club head? Absolutely not. All you're feeling is the grip, okay? Now what I want you to do is very slowly drop that tension to maybe a 5 or a 6, right? When I drip it to a 5 and a 6, all of a sudden if I move the club around, I start to feel the mass at the end of the shaft. I start to feel the club head. This is the beauty of this. This is why it's so incredibly important. If you unlock your joints in your wrists and your shoulders and your arms, if you start to get more supple, if you start to get more oily, okay, you can start to move the club head faster. All right, now why that is some kind of secret is beyond me. Why nobody's talking about this is even more beyond me. Okay, this is pretty basic stuff, but everyone is so obsessed with turning their body through the golf shot, they leave their hands and they leave the club at the start line. We leave the club at the start line and we fire the body, we're going to have a huge problem because our body outspins and outraces the arms and the club head. And we have in golf what's called a sequence. We've got to kind of swing the hands and the arms, and we've got to turn the body. All right, that's a golf swing pretty much. Obviously, it's more complex than that, but if you could picture just kind of swinging the hands and arms here, up and down, kind of swinging the arms, and then sort of allowing the body to kind of respond dynamically, you're going to have a pretty good golf swing. But it starts, guys, with feeling the club head, swinging the club head, and being aware, more importantly, of the club head. Now, why is that important? Because in this club head, we have a toe at this end, we have a heel in this end. The mass of the club's a little bit closer to the heel. That just means the heel is actually a little heavier. These golf clubs are designed to rotate. Can you believe that? Actually designed to rotate. It wants to turn. And yet 80% of golfers, pretty much since golf was started back in the 16th century, it hasn't changed, okay? Slice. All right? They've got the heel winning the race. They don't have the toe winning the race. Because you're so tight in your wrists, you don't allow that to transpire, all right? So when we swing a golf club, guys, the first thing to understand is grip the golf club at a 5 and a 6, not a 9 and a 10. And keep it there. Keep it there, okay? Make some swings with a lighter grip pressure than you ever have before, okay? Just like that, okay? That's like 50% speed. I'm super relaxed. All right, there's a saying in golf, beware the injured golfer. Have you heard that before? Beware the injured golfer. Why is that? Why have you had to beware the injured golfer? The dude's injured. You should be able to beat him, right? Well, guess what? When the injured golfer plays golf, he doesn't want to get more injured. So an injured golfer generally has no expectations, relaxes, and swings freely. Okay, when they swing freely, they hit it better than they have in years. I know I'm going to have maybe a couple of people reach out and say, you're absolutely right. Best golf I played, I actually had a bad back. I was just kind of chipping it out there and I hit it great. Why is that? Well, because what's happening is your body is moving slower and your arms, guys, are moving faster. Your body's moving slower. Your arms are moving faster. When we talk about a vertical drop, what we need to understand here is if your body spins back to the ball too early, your arms aren't going to drop. Your hands work out, the club swings across. That is absolutely unavoidable. So if I'm not in a hurry to go the other way, if my arms are dropping faster than my body's turning, my arms are going to work down, okay? That's the job of your arms. Your arms should work down as you change direction. You're going to start hitting it very easily from the inside if your upper body, lower body remain closed as you change direction, all right? If I can stay closed, how in the world am I coming over the top of it if my body remains closed? It's not happening. Let's go ahead and hit one more. We'll talk about this a little bit more. So I'm going to start to feel my arms working down, but the key here is my body's going to remain facing towards you. At the point of collision, when I strike the golf ball, I want you to feel like you're facing the golf ball. Yep, you heard it here. Face the darn golf ball. Everyone has been coached and taught that they need to be open when they make contact, in particular with the lower body. If you have the physiology and the mobility to get your lower body open and have your upper body remain facing a wall in front of you, good for you. Keep doing that. That's fantastic. Unfortunately, recreational golfers, like normal golfers that struggle every weekend, if they try and get open with their lower body, their shoulders follow suit. So the idea of actually getting the left hip back, trying to get the pelvis open, I believe that is the single worst piece of advice that amateur golfers have today. I see it every single day, guys. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And what I'm having to educate my golfers to understand is you've got to get your hands and arms swinging freely. And then you can start to tie that swinging motion with the pivoting motion of the body. It's okay to pivot the body. I'm not standing here wanting people to slap at it, but when we pivot the body, we've got to make sure the hands and arms are swinging in unison with that dynamic as we turn through, okay? Let's go ahead and hit one. I'm going to work my arms down. I'm going to keep my body closed. I'm going to hit my little powder draw here. Love that, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm starting my golf ball here to the right. That is my goal. If you guys have an alignment rod or a pool noodle, just put it out in front of the golf ball. Your goal here is to get your arms working down, Feel like you stay closed. Exit to the right. I don't care if you hit a push. I don't care if you hit a push fade. Start the ball to the right of your target. Incredibly important. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. So my arms are working down. One more. Yeah, I mean, it's a spiral draw all day long. I feel like I could swing like that for the rest of my life. Again, 500 balls, 300 balls. Had a session the other day, hit 200 golf balls, which is a lot for me. Woke up the next morning, no ice pack needed, okay? Because I'm swinging within myself. I'm not using a ton of effort. So when it comes to effort, guys, a very simple advice for you. Take 25% of it, put it in your back pocket, and just kind of leave it there, all right? You don't need it. It's not helping you move the club any faster, all right? So when I swing through a golf ball here, I'm going to allow my arms to drop and my body to respond. My arms drop, my body responds. My arms drop, my body responds. And yes, your body will respond. For those of you that don't believe it, try and just swing your arms only. That's always entertaining. Really good there. All right, never seen anyone use their arms too much. How about that? I know, you're like, this guy, what is he talking about? Everyone uses their arms too much. Well, people use their arms late in their swing, and they tell me that they feel like they're using their arms too much. Well, why are they using their arms late in their swing? Why are they not turning through the ball correctly? Well, it's because they're using the body too soon, right? So when the body out chases the arms, the body has to stall, and then we finish the swing with our arms. It's like, okay, well, coach, I feel like I've got too much of an arm swing. Well, you know, the bottom line is here, you don't have your arms moving fast enough as you change direction. All right, we need the club head and the arms to catch up with the body. That is the key, I'm telling you, to creating more speed with less effort. It's like a 100-meter race, okay? I mean, what part of this whole thing is having to travel the furthest? The club head. The club head is traveling the furthest, okay? How far are the hips turning, right? Well, the hips turning what? Maybe a foot, maybe 18 inches. Shoulders, yeah, maybe 2 feet, 3 feet, all right? How far is the club head traveling, guys? On its circumference. Could be as much as 12 to 15 feet with the driver. I bet it is, okay? From here to here, what's that about? 5 feet, 10 feet, so maybe 12 feet, okay? So the challenge we've got here is we've got to sequence the club head with the body as we turn through a golf ball. That's what makes this game so darn hard, okay? Any paddle sports we play, table tennis, you're basically hitting the ball with the back with your hand. Baseball, yeah, I mean, it's longer, okay? Golf, it's ridiculous how long this thing is, okay? So the way we sequence this is very simple. We have to move our body at a speed that allows our arms to catch up as we change direction. You start to take that hip reflex out of your golf swing. You stop jumping out of it as you change direction. You stop throwing the kitchen sink at it, and you start to relax your fast twitch muscle fibers. Not only are the arms going to drop, the toe of the club, guys, is going to want to turn towards the golf ball because that's where it's designed. Toe of the club's lighter, hossel's heavier. Toe of the club wants to beat the heel. Excessive tension won't allow that to happen. I'm going to go ahead and hit one more here. My little power to draw. Starting the ball to the right of this pool noodle. Allow my arms to drop. Little sling draw. All right? Absolutely no way I'm hitting a pull or a slice here. It's just not going to happen. Now, I want to hit the ball a little further. I'll move my arms a little faster. You heard it. I'll move my arms a little faster. Most of you are going to have a lot of trouble sort of disassociating arm speed with body motion. That's a real big challenge. So again, that's where tension comes in. But what I want to do here is understand that if I can move my arms faster from here to here, when I slam the brakes on, I can transfer more energy to the club head. You heard it. You've got to slam the brakes on. The arms don't accelerate past the golf ball. The arms actually stall and slow down, and it's the slowing down or decelerating that throws the club head out. For those of you that watch videos, when we're talking about ground force production, ground force reaction, okay, there's no question that if we kick the ground, we move in the opposite direction. It's about snapping a towel. Of course, at that point, if you're a more advanced player, there is benefit in using the ground, okay? But the first thing to understand is we've got to get this club slinging, okay, where the butt end of the club's returning towards us, club head's moving away from us, and we've got to send our speed home. This basic little motion right here is what you need to develop first, okay? One more time. I'm going to move my arms a little faster this time. I mean, that's definitely further. No question about it, okay? I hope this is all making sense, guys. Keep it simple, all right? I love chewing crayons when I coach. I found the simpler I can keep this, the easier it is for my students. I think visual cues are incredibly important, but I really want you just to grasp the concept today of allowing the arms to work down. Don't tie your arms to your body and spin your body to more speed. You know it doesn't work. You know you've tried it. You're getting injured. You're hitting it shorter and shorter. Try something different. Give this a shot. If you have any questions, if I can help, you can get an online lesson. Go ahead and go to the website. Reach out to me through my contact page. If you have any questions, if you feel like this could help someone, go ahead and share it. Thanks so much for subscribing. Best of luck. We'll talk to you next time.